This is a tool to help you remember the differences between reinforcement, punishment. And I have got to thank an old student, J.J. Meehan. He's the one who thought about using the X and Y axis to do this. Now, he labels the Y axis behavior. And looking at the Y axis, we see one arrow points up, referring to an increase in behavior, and one arrow points down, referring to a decrease in behavior. We'll get to the x-axis in a moment, but let's right now focus on the top of the y-axis. As the y-axis goes up or increases, we'll say that behavior is strengthened. Now, when you say behavior is strengthened, psychologists refer to that as reinforcement. So whenever behavior goes up, or occurs more frequently, or happens more often, or increases, whatever phrase you like to use, that is called reinforcement. Now, when behavior goes down, or occurs less frequently, or is weakened, psychologists refer to this as punishment. So our upper quadrants are going to be called reinforcement because that is where the behavior is strengthened, and the lower quadrants are going to be called punishment because that is where behavior is weakened or occurs less frequently. If you can memorize this, you're well on your way to understanding this topic. Again, what does reinforcement do to behavior? Let me hear you. That's right, it increases or strengthens it. And what does punishment do to behavior? Let me hear you. That's right, it decreases or weakens it. All right, so how do you get a person or animal to increase or decrease certain behaviors? Well, that's really where the consequences come in, or the x-axis, the stimulus. We can either add stimuli or consequences, or we can remove stimuli or consequences. The right half of the x-axis is where the positive numbers are, so this is where we will add stimuli. The word positive means to add a stimulus. And then on the left side of the x-axis, those are the negative numbers, and we will think of this as negative removing a stimulus. So let's focus again on the right-hand side where we add a stimulus. That means in positive reinforcement, a stimulus is added. That is also true for positive punishment. In positive punishment, a stimulus is added. Now, someone might look at that and go, wow, that's strange. Positive punishment? That's right. You can decrease behavior by adding certain kinds of consequences. And in positive reinforcement, you can strengthen behavior by adding certain types of consequences. On the negative side, the word negative just refers to a stimulus being removed, or some people say taken away. This is true in negative reinforcement and in negative punishment. So on the left side of the quadrant, we have the removal of consequences or stimuli. Negative reinforcement actually strengthens behavior by removing a stimulus, and negative punishment weakens behavior by removing a stimulus. Now, some people will stop here in terms of getting you to memorize certain phrases. I'm just going to add one more word to each quadrant to really help us distinguish the consequences that are used in each of these operant conditioning techniques. Now, I'm also going to use examples with your parents, how they might get you to clean more. In the reinforcement examples, we'll talk about how can your parents get you to clean more, strengthen that cleaning behavior. And then in the punishment examples, how can your parents get you to stop coming home late or come home late less frequently? All right, so let's go with reinforcement. How can your parents get you to clean more using positive reinforcement? Well, remember, positive means to just add something. How are they going to get you to clean more? By adding something. Typically, a pleasant stimulus is added. So your parents might get you to clean more, strengthen the behavior of cleaning, reinforce the behavior of cleaning by just adding more money to your allowance. Okay, so positive reinforcement strengthens behavior by adding a consequence. In negative reinforcement, the behavior is strengthened typically when an aversive stimulus is removed. Now, how would that look in cleaning? Your parents get you to clean by removing annoying stimuli. For example, they might get you to take out the garbage or wash the dishes by nagging you. Now, some people, this is where this throws off some people. They might think, oh, well, where is the removal of the annoyance? Listen to the example. Take out the trash, take out the trash. Wash the dishes, wash the dishes. As soon as you perform the behavior, what is the result? That stimulus of nagging is removed. As soon as you take out the trash, there's no more nagging. As soon as you wash the dishes, the nagging goes away. So in negative reinforcement, you are compelled to do a behavior. A behavior happens more frequently because annoying things will be removed or be taken away. Okay? In positive punishment, behavior is weakened typically by having a certain kind of consequence. Typically, an aversive stimulus is added in positive punishment. So maybe your parents get you to stop coming home late or get you to come home late less by using something annoying. They might add, let's say, more chores to your week. So they add an annoyance to get you to come home late less frequently or weaken your late behavior. In negative punishment, typically a pleasant stimulus is removed. So how do your parents get you to stop coming home late using negative punishment? They might remove your cell phone and say, we're going to take away your phone, so you need to stop coming home late, and you come home late less because you don't have your cell phone. Now, just so you know, negative punishment is also known as omission training. The more you can write this out, and the more you practice examples, the more you will get this material. Good luck, and why don't you try taking out a piece of paper and just rewriting this?